Does the name Jeffrey Epstein mean anything to you? The name Jeffrey Epstein ring a bell? Jeffrey Epstein is the wealthy New York, Palm Beach financier, big-time Democrat fundraiser, big-time Democrat donor, big-time friend of Bill Clinton. And as it turns out, big-time friend of Prince Andrew. Epstein is the guy who was convicted in a plea deal. And I can't as a Democrat. He practically got off scot-free given what he's charged with. But he apparently had sex slaves at his Palm Beach house and in New York. And Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, is one of his employees and shepherded the whole thing. Anyway, he pled guilty to one minor charge in all of this. But the UK Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph now have stories, and have been picked up everywhere, New York Post, because one of the sex slaves, they were underage, they were minors, 17, 16-year-old women who were brought in to serve as friends of Epstein. And some of the friends were Clinton and Prince Andrew. And Alan Dershowitz has been dragged into this. One of the girls who was 17 at the time all this is going on is now 30, and she is the source for the story that's out there now. And she says even Alan Dershowitz was involved, and he's all over television demanding that she go on TV and say it to her face because it isn't true about him. And so people are starting to wonder, but the politics, okay, why is this happening now? I mean, this is on the cusp of Mrs. Clinton's next day in the sun. All this is coming. This is old news. I mean, what Epstein did, what was going on at Epstein's house, I mean, he would call you up and say, well, you like a massage? Come on over. And 17-year-old girls would do whatever you wanted them to do. And he had his friends over there. None of it ever stuck to Bill Clinton, except now there's a story that Clinton is identified in the lawsuit. Now, the woman who was 17 at the time, 30 years old now, claims that she was never asked to take care of Clinton, but that he was around. But the Daily Mail has a story that Clinton's been identified in a lawsuit against Epstein, who had regular orgies at his Caribbean private island as well as the Palm Beach house. I don't know if any of this went on in New York or not. I presume that it did. I first heard about this over the weekend, too, when I'm cramming, getting ready for today, and somebody sent me a note saying, this has got to be politically oriented time-wise, because this can't be good for Hillary, for all this to come up again when it's been over. I mean, Epstein went to jail. He did his time. He had a sweetheart plea deal, and the plea deal, get this, the plea deal even assures all of Epstein's friends that their names will never be made public. Their names will never be released. It's incredible. And it's the power of Democrat Party politics that made this possible. The Palm Beach police were the original investigating agency, and they had all kinds, and it was the things they've said, the Palm Beach police said they had enough evidence to send the guy away for a long time. By the time the state and federal legal beagles got involved, it got pared down to practically nothing. And that's just Democrat Party politics coming into play. I mean, Epstein was a big donor, and he's a big fundraiser. Clinton flew all over the world with this guy. This guy owns a couple of Boeing 727s or 757s or what have you, and Clinton was Clinton's transportation. And so whoever is doing this, whoever is responsible for this coming up now, is definitely trying to link Bill Clinton to this, if in no other way by association. And it has to be targeted at Hillary. Remember, all of these millennials out there who think Hillary is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'll never understand it. I still don't understand. I never will. For as adept and attuned to the pulse of the people as I am, I will never understand how Hillary Clinton gets over 10% in any poll. But she does. She's the Democrat frontrunner. I will never understand it because of the things I know. But, and even in an age, we're entering in this, there's a story in the stack here about young people today and the challenges they face. And I've read it, and I'll get to it. I've got to be honest. The kids today, 20, 25, 30, they've got a whole different set of challenges than I had when I was their age. It's much more complicated and complex, and it's much more pessimistic. And one of the things that stands out, like I always wanted to be older. I wanted to be an old guy. I wanted to be with those people. The people young today, I mean, it's Logan's Run. Get rid of anybody over 30. They want nothing to do with anybody who's an adult. They don't trust them. They don't like them. They don't want to like, except for Hillary, which I don't understand. But wait till they find out that she was the head of the bimbo eruption. One of the things, they also believe this idiocy of rape on campus is a runaway problem. They believe this stuff. It isn't. Just like the cops are not killing black kids every day, but they believe the opposite, and they believe that there's a distinct rape culture all over colleges in this country. That's what they've been told. They believe it. Well, when they find out that Mrs. Clinton ran the bimbo eruptions unit to destroy women who accused her husband of nefarious things, that's something that hasn't happened yet. And I don't know if the Clintons are this business with Epstein and all this stuff becoming public again. I guarantee you it is aimed at derailing Hillary. And we all, can we be honest here as voyeurs, folks? We would all of us, just love once for something to stick to Clinton besides a blue dress. And nothing ever has. Even lying before a grand jury, and he's still a big star in the Democrat Party, much to Obama's chagrin. So here comes another opportunity, and whoever's behind this is clearly trying to embarrass Clinton, and it's just guilt by association now, except this latest thing in the UK Daily Mail, Bill Clinton identified in lawsuit against his former friend and pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, who had regular orgies at his Caribbean compound that the former president visited multiple times. And it goes on to say that Clinton's got phone numbers from these women, or that the women have his number, or something like that. So it's starting again, the whole business of Bill Clinton and the babes. And we will just